What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to be going over warping breaks. Now, these might be, little snippets of drums that you may have come across. You may have sampled from a record and whatnot. And once you have it kind of recorded in, you want to warp it to your tempo. And from there, you can do some neat things with it. So we're going to drag this in, and this is our break right here. It automatically tried to warp it, so I'll just unclick that, and now I'm going to play it. Right, so there it is. So the first step I'd like to do is to find the beginning. So the beginning is definitely not this little drum roll. It's this kick right here. This would be the beginning. Right? So I'm going to hit warp. Right? And I'm going to make doubly sure that this is, the beginning part here. What I can do is I can actually move this play head thing over a little bit, not quite to the end. Might as well just go right there. All right, cool. So from there, I'm going to right click on that and then set 1-1 here. This is the beginning of our sample, and we can verify this up here. There's our sample. So there's a million and one ways to do it. You can grab an arbitrary point by single clicking and then moving it over. And that's all well and good. I have our little metronome here. You can use that too to kind of figure it out. Right? And that was done kind of, automatically. But let's say that it isn't kind of that easy. What you can do is you can right click and go your quarter notes. Right click, select quarter. So every line is a quarter note. And from there, you can select this, select your first little warp point. And then you can change the BPM of the clip, and you'll notice that it will move, right? And this is also useful if you know the BPM of this. And then you kind of shimmy that in, and then there you go. It's an alternate way of warping. Right? But you'll notice that it's kind of going out of time. So that's not going to work, but it's a great way to get a good starting point. So from there, you want to set your warp points, right? So your warp points would be every kind of kick, so you can kind of play it as you go. So we already have one warp point here. It's marked with the yellow. We have our second warp point here, which would be the snare. So I'm going to double click, make sure that sits nice there, and I'm just going to kind of continue. And this is good to just eyeball it. Double click here, move that over. It automatically snaps to the grid for you, which is useful, right? And this break, this drum beat, was played by a human, so it's not perfectly in time, like to the umpteenth degree, right? You'll notice this one. This has like a pre-echo, pre-transient kind of thing. Let's take a listen. Where is it? Where is it? We can actually just play it here, right? Right. So that little part is the hi-hat, not the kick. So you gotta like kind of see if I like kind of moved it over that way. It would still sound okay, but it wouldn't be perfect. And I tend to be a little unnecessarily accurate most of the time. Here, the transient detection is a little bit off. So what I can do is just double click here to create a new one. Right there. Awesome possum. And then move that over there. And I'll get rid of this because this is another break. So here we have right. So let's check this out. So I want this to be kind of loopable. So I'll right click, show right click, and then select loop. All right. Another trick I can do is I can take this part, move it over. Remember the little roll we had before the main kind of kick happened? what I can do is I can select that part, hit Control and, no, sorry, Control C, and then Control V over here. So in theory, so I'll just quickly move that over. I'll turn my fixed grid off and see what that sounds like. All right, so good enough. All right, so actually, oh, I'm going to turn my adaptive grid back on. So from here, I can do all sorts of stuff. And right now, this is very important. Right now, what we're looking at is our warping kind of mechanism. Beats is good for drums. And what that does is it preserves the transients. So right now, it's detecting the transient. And I'll kind of give you an example of what we're doing here. It might be a little hard to explain because I'm not too good at explaining it, but we'll get through it. Right, there's that. And it's the original BPM of the material is like 80 BPM, and we're playing it at 90 up here, and we can slow it down. But you'll notice that it's kind of preserving everything. If we were to select not the transient, but we'll go 16ths. Let's listen to what it sounds like. So what it's doing is it's chopping it up into 16ths. It's kind of like chopping it into like different grains. And then by stretching it, it's kind of interpolating that, and it sounds kind of interesting. And it's playing back and forth. You can have it playing forwards repeatedly, which sounds a bit more exaggerated. Right? But this is my favorite one, which is kind of like just play once. And you can kind of shape your sound really easily doing this. So, and this is like probably the best way of giving you an example of what it sounds like. So right now it's at 16ths. And I'll just shorten that down to 6. Right, it's playing every 16th, it'll play the sound. If I go to quarter, right, and that sounds okay. But with transient, is it will start that play position at the start of each kind of sound, which would be kick, snare, hi-hat, etc. And this is the way to kind of make the drum loop or your drums sound like natural, no matter what BPM it's being played. Right, and if we speed it up, right, it sounds all natural. Anyway, that is basically it. You can pitch it up and pitch it down while maintaining the speed. You know how it is. So yeah, that was just a fun video. Hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.